The Dershow.
President Biden, my old friend who I like so much, next time you're asked who is stopping a ceasefire, who is preventing the freeing of the hostages, I have one bit of advice for you, President Biden. Look in the mirror. It's you. It's you who could be doing more. It's you who are not doing enough. It is you who could bring about the return of the hostages. It is you who could have brought about the return of the hostages on day one. If you had said to the Iranians, look, you have killed and kidnapped dozens of Americans, and they have, when you count the people who were killed and the people who were kidnapped, dozens of Americans. If you harm a single hair on the head of a single American, and if you do not within 72 hours release all the American hostages, just talking about the Americans now, if you don't release all the American hostages, we will destroy your oil fields. We will destroy your nuclear arsenal. We will destroy your war-making machines and capabilities, and we will sanction you into bankruptcy. You know what happened? The American hostages would have been released immediately. The people who are dead now would be alive. And so again, look in the mirror. You could have stopped this, and you didn't do it. Maybe you have good reasons. I'm not going to argue with that. We can discuss that, whether or not you have or don't have good reasons for that. But don't blame it on one person, on Netanyahu. Spread the blame around to include you and to include the American administration. Other presidents of the United States would have said to Iran, there are American citizens who are hostages. There's an American citizen who's been killed. If you touch another American citizen, we will bomb your oil fields. We will destroy your nuclear weapons capacity. At the very least, we will stop sending you money. We will impose harsher sanctions. They would stop. Iran cannot exist, cannot survive. This regime could not remain in power if the United States imposed the most punishing sanctions they are capable of imposing. They haven't done it. They haven't done it. Remember what happened when the Iranian regime under Jimmy Carter, who everybody knew was a weak president and wasn't going to do anything. He sent a few helicopters in and they crashed and nothing happened. When there were many, many American diplomats who were hostages. And what happened? Ronald Reagan got elected president of the United States, and he was going to be tough. And as soon as Reagan was elected president, what did the mullahs do? They said, all right, we'll give you your hostages back. Come, take them. And every one of the Americans left unharmed because of the fear. Iran never does anything out of goodwill. There's no such thing as goodwill by the mullahs. There's no such thing as goodwill by the Iranian regime, by the revolutionary regime. There's no such thing. It's only muscle flexing. It's only power. And this administration has not shown power. This administration has shown weakness. And remember, Iran has declared war against the United States on multiple occasions. It killed several hundred American Marines. Yeah, they didn't pull the trigger. They had Hezbollah do it. But they did it. They were behind that. It couldn't have happened without Iran. They have killed other Americans in Iraq and in other places. And what have we done? When we flexed our muscles once, when Ronald Reagan was elected, results were achieved. Haven't been achieved since. And they won't be achieved if the Biden administration continues to blame this on Netanyahu.